Hello guys, all aboard the Zombie Express. Dead Rails is Roblox's wildest ride, cooked up by Wonderworks Studio, where the Wild West meets a zombie apocalypse faster than you can say yeehaw. You're stuck on a shaky train, barreling 80 kilometers toward a city that might just be your last hope, with undead critters clawing at the windows like it's an all-you-can-eat brain buffet. Weapons are your lifeline. Pick them up from dusty town shops or hunt those rare desert spawn spots. That vampire knife ain't kidding around. Start with the classic revolver plus ammo combo to get your feet wet, but stash those coins for the big guns later. I'm your weathered guide, a vet who's danced through zombie waves, twirled the vampire knife like a circus act, and scored extra ammo with Dead Rails 2023 codes. Today we're ranking 8 weapons from S-tier superstars to C-tier please don't let me die tools, mixing in some laugh out loud stories and fight tips to keep the train rolling. Load your 6-shooters, cowboys, let's roll. In Dead Rails, weapons are your rowdy gang. Snag them with in-game cash or codes like zombie bait for 100 coins to feel like a rich bandit. S-tier weapons are the rock stars of the bunch, while C-tier is more like bringing a stick to a shootout. Gotta work with what you've got. Use them up close or from afar, early when you're scrambling or late when you're a pro, solo against a zombie horde or with a crew for some team chaos. The meta crown's S-tier for boss showdowns with style, but B-tier and C-tier keep the early train from derailing. Each weapon's got a Wild West zombie slaying soul. Vampire knives got that creepy cool factor. Melee weapons scream, I'm out of bullets, send help, turning your survival into a legendary yarn. Let's kick off with the C-tier underdogs and ride all the way to S-tier glory. C-tier is the rusty scrap heap of Dead Rails, where the weapons are less heroic arsenal and more I hope this chair leg holds up territory. A chaotic corner of the game where desperation meets a dash of dumb luck. Perfect for those early moments when you're fresh off the train with empty pockets and a zombie breathing down your neck. These tools are the underdogs of the wasteland, the kind of gear you grab when the shop's closed and the desert's too stingy to spawn anything better. But with a bit of grit and a whole lot of swinging, they might just keep you alive long enough to laugh about it later. Get ready for some close-range comedy as we dive into this motley crew of survival scraps. Meet melee weapons, the sweaty panic pack, stumbling onto the scene with whatever you can snatch up in a pinch. Imagine a wild-eyed cowboy wielding a busted chair leg, a rusty shovel, or maybe even a dented frying pan, delivering a 50 AoE whack that's more slapstick than slaughter, spreading chaos in a 2-limit panic zone. Toss these on you for those early game zombie waves when your coin pouch is drier than the desert. Swing them wildly during an ammo crisis, or use them in a team brawl to distract the undead while your buddies reload. Think of it as the ultimate I'm making this up as I go move. Upgrade to B tier when you scrape together enough cash for a real shooter, because let's be honest, your arms are gonna fall off swinging that thing all day. B tier is where the steady shooters roll into Dead Rails, a trusty band of mid-game mates who turn the train ride from a shaky stumble into a rolling rhythm of gunfire and grins. Perfect for when you've got a few coins in your pocket and the zombies are starting to feel the heat. These weapons are the reliable sidekicks of the wasteland, not the flashiest guns in the holster, but packed with enough punch to hold the line, whether you're picking off stragglers or teaming up for a Wild West showdown. Think of them as the saloon regulars who always have your back with a laugh and a loaded barrel. Let's mosey into this crew of mid-game heroes. Say hi to Rifle, the lanky lookout striding in with a 2000 energy swagger. This Old West sniper, straight out of a dusty outpost, fires a 150 AoE shot that's like yelling gotcha from a rooftop in a 3-limit range. Perfect for showing off your sharpshooter skills. Park it on hill for mid-game zombie sniping when you want to pick off those sneaky crawlers from afar. Use it when you're scouting ahead during a quiet stretch, or team up in a 3v3 to give your squad a range advantage. Just don't trip over your own long barrel. Level it up with 300 coins, pair with shotgun for a plus 20% accuracy giggle, and ride to A tier like a true desert hawk. Next, shotgun, the boom boom buddy, rolling with 2200 energy and a grin. This saloon brawler blasts a 180 AoE spread that's like a messy bar fight spilling into a 2-limit blast. Pure close-range pandemonium. Stick it on you for mid-game fun when zombies get too cozy, whip it out during a rush to scatter the undead like bowling pins, or use it in a team fight to clear space for your posse. Upgrade to 2500 energy, team with rifle for a noisy bang bang combo that'll have the zombies running, and climb to A tier with a shotgun salute. A tier brings the rowdy gunslingers to Dead Rails, a pack of mid-game heroes who strut into the fray with swagger, turning the train into a stage for some serious shootouts and side-splitting antics. Ideal for when you've leveled up enough to feel like a proper outlaw but still want to keep the party going. These weapons are the life of the wasteland, blending style with substance as they mow down zombies with flair. Whether you're facing a boss or teaming up for a 3v3 brawl, think of them as the charismatic bandits who steal the show with every trigger pull. Saddle up for this crew of mid-game legends. Meet Maxim Machine Gun, the Chatterbox Cannon booming with 3000 energy and a non-stop yap. This war relic, dug up from a forgotten fort, sprays a 250 AoE hail that's like a Wild West machine gun party crashing a 3-limit zone. Talk about a zombie blender. Place it on hill for mid to late zombie waves when you want to turn the desert into a shooting gallery, unleash it during a boss fight to overwhelm with sheer noise, or team up in a 3v3 for a firepower fiesta that'll have your crew cheering. Upgrade with 400 coins, pair with cavalry sword for a plus 25% speed kick that's pure action movie magic, and gallop to S tier. Check out cavalry sword, the flashy rider, slashing with 3200 energy and a heroic holler. This cavalry champ, lost from a patrol long ago, swings a 200 AoE slice that's like a horseback hero charging in a 2-limit swoop. Yeehaw! Use it on your for close-range mid-game duels when you want to feel like a knight, swing it at zombie hordes to carve a path, or team for a 3v3 cavalry charge that'll make the undead jealous. Level to 3500 energy, link with Maxim for a plus 20% DPS boost that's all about style, and ride to S tier like a true gunslinger. Finally, sawed-off shotgun, the grumpy shorty packing 3400 energy and a scowl. This barroom bruiser fires a 220 AoE blast that's like a grumpy get off my porch in a 2-limit spread. Short, sweet, and sassy. Stick it on your for mid-game chaos when zombies get too bold, use it to scatter packs like a grumpy old man shooing kids, or team up for a 3v3 boom that'll leave everyone laughing. Upgrade to 3700 energy, pair with cavalry sword for a hilarious close-range combo, and shoot to S tier. S tier crowns the legendary shooters of Dead Rails, the endgame kings who transform every zombie night into a blockbuster showdown with flair, swagger, and a whole lot of bang, perfect for when you've survived the desert and are ready to rule the train like a true Western icon. These weapons are the rock stars of the wasteland, stealing the spotlight with every shot. Whether you're taking down a hulking boss or leading a 3v3 posse with style, think of them as the gunslingers who'd have their own wanted posters with a grin. Let's roll out the red carpet for these endgame titans. Behold Vampire Knife, the Spooky Slicer, gleaming with 4000 energy and a wicked grin. This desert spawn legend, whispered to be forged in a vampire's grave, stabs with a 300 AoE bite that's like a blood-sucking ninja twirl in a 2-limit swoop. Talk about a zombie nightmare. Place it on your for late game boss slaughters when you want to go full Dracula, use it when zombies get too cuddly up close, or team for a 3v3 vampire vibe that'll have the undead rethinking their life choices. Upgrade with 500 coins, pair with Mauser for a plus 30% range laugh that's pure horror movie fun, and rule the train like a vampire lord. Next, Mauser C96, the slick pistolero, popping with 4200 energy and a smooth draw. This Old West icon, snatched from a bandit's stash, fires a 280 AoE shot that's like a cool dual stance in a 3-limit showdown. Pure sharpshooter swagger. Stick it on hill for late game precision when you're picking off bosses with style, whip it out during a climactic fight, or team up for a 3v3 sharpshooter party that'll leave the zombies jealous. Level to 4500 energy, link with Vampire Knife for a plus 25% speed kick that's all about finesse, and dominate like a Western movie star. Team up like a Wild West gang, pair Vampire Knife with Mauser for a plus 30% range riot that's straight out of a horror flick, or Maxim with Cavalry Sword for a plus of 25% speed chase that's pure action hero stuff. Unlock better shots as you level and slap on gears, like plus 10% DPS, to strut your stuff. Snag coins with codes like Dead Rails 2023 or Zombie Bait. Redeem in-game for ammo, cash, or a victory dance. Trello's your wanted poster for updates. Check it for new weapons or balance tweaks. Start with revolver plus ammo to survive the early desert, then save those coins for S-tier goodies to make the 80-kilometer haul a breeze. The train ride wraps up, cowboys. All 8 Dead Rails weapons rank from melee weapons' hilarious oopsies to vampire knife's epic bites. You're the sheriff of this zombie wasteland now, whether you're blasting with Mauser or swinging with cavalry sword like a pro. S-tier rules the late game with flair, while C-tier like melee weapons kick off your adventure with a chuckle. Newbies, grab rifle for those early wins. Vets, upgrade vampire knife to shred bosses like a vampire rockstar. Team Maxim with sawed off for a noisy duo that'll wake the dead, or use shotgun in zombie rushes to clear the tracks. Redeem codes, peek at Trello, and build your Wild West zombie slaying tale. What's your Dead Rails saga? Are you vampire knife slicing with spooky style or melee weapons flailing for survival? Drop your coin hauls, boss kills, or train saves below. Let's swap some wild yarns. If this guides your trusty steed, smash that like, subscribe, and ring the bell for more Roblox fun. The rails are calling, load up, shoot straight, and roll.